Hello my dear students, welcome back to my channel. How are you all? Hope all of you are doing well. In today's class, we'll talk about the even number, odd numbers, prime numbers, composite number and different types of prime numbers, right? And also the perfect numbers. So without further delay, let's get started. First, we'll start with the term even number. So what is even number? The number which are multiples of 2, right? Or we can say the number that can be divided by 2 is known as the even number, right? So we can write it both, that the number that can be divided by 2, the number that can be divided by 2 is known as even number, or we can consider them as a even number, right? So one thing we need to remember, that the unit place of any larger number, if they have 0, 2, 4, 6 or 8, then that number considered as the even number, right? Suppose I am giving you example. Suppose 12. So see, in the unit place there is 2. So what I have given there, if at the unit place, if the digit is 0 or 2 or 4 or 6 or 8, then that number should be considered as the even number, right? So I am giving you a larger number. I am taking 8, 9, 8, right? So they have asked you in your question paper that is this number a even number or odd number? So without further delay, or we can say without any calculation, we can easily find out it is a even number. Why? We have to focus on this place, means at the ones place or the unit place number. If the digit is either 0 or 2 or 4 or 6 or 8, then that number should be considered as the even number, right? It's very easy. Now let's talk about the next one, that is odd number. So what is odd number? So odd number, basically the number that cannot be divided by 2, or we can say if we are trying to divide that number by 2, it always gives some remainder, right? So odd number, they cannot be divided by 2, right? If we are trying to divide that particular number, odd number, by 2, then it leaves a remainder. Then it always leaves a remainder, right? So that number or those numbers are considered as the odd numbers. Okay. So I am giving you one example. Suppose, okay, let me tell the one important point, that how we can recognize even numbers. If the unit place digits was 0 or 2 or 4 or 6 or 8, then that number should be considered as the even number. So as the same way, how we can easily find out the odd numbers, if the unit place or ones place number is 1, 3, 5, 7 or 9, then that number should be considered as the odd number. Okay. So I am giving you one example. Suppose 23. So see, at the unit place there is 3. So that number is considered as the odd number, right? Then takes a larger one or larger number, 3, 7. So see, in this one, 5, 9, 2, 3, 7, in this number we have to focus on the unit place or ones place number. What is that? That is 7. So if there is 7 or 9 or 5 or 3 or 1, then that number considered as the odd number, right? Hope all of you understood up to this portion. So next we'll talk about the prime number. So it is common mistake among the students that sometimes they cannot differentiate between the odd number and the prime number. But there is huge difference between the odd number and the prime number. Okay, so let's see what is there. So what is prime number? Prime number, the number that has only two factors. What are those two factors? The number itself and 1. Right? Means the number that can only divided by the two numbers, the digit itself or the number itself and the 1 and by 1. Right? So that number considered as the prime number. So the number which has only two factors. What are those two factors? The digit or the number itself and another one is 1. So two factors are there, digit itself and 1. So that number is considered as the prime number, right? So I am giving you one example. Suppose 5. Take 5. So 5 is a prime number, right? Why 5 is a prime number and at the same time 5 is an odd number also, right? So 5 can be divided only by 5, right? And 5 divided by 1. So 5 can be divided by 5 means the number itself, and 5 can be divided by 1. So this one, that's why 5 is considered as the prime number, right? Suppose second one, I am giving you one example. 21, it is a odd number, right? 21 is odd number, but 21 is not a prime number. Why? Because 21 can be divided by 3 and 7 both, right? So if we are trying to find out the factors of 21, what are those factors? 1, 3, 7 and 21, right? So by those numbers or by these numbers we can divide 21. So what I have written in prime number, the number which has only two factors, the digit itself or the number itself and 1. So 21 can be divided by 21, 21 can be divided by 1, 21 can be divided by 3 and 7 also. So there are 4 factors, not 2. So that's why writing some examples of prime numbers. That is 2, 3, 5, 7, then hoche 7, but 9 is not a prime number. Why? Because 9 can be divided by 3, right? So that's why 9 is a odd number, but it's not a prime number. So we can't take this one, right? So 11, then 13, then 15. 15 is a odd number, but not a prime number. Why? Because the 15 has more than 2 factors, right? Then 17, 19, 23, right? 29 and so on, right? So these are some examples of some prime numbers. Now we'll talk about some important points regarding these prime numbers, right? First important point is very important. Always remember, keep it in mind or remember this thing, that 2 is the only even prime number, right? Except 2, all other numbers means the prime numbers, they are odd. Only 2 is the only even prime number. 2 is the only even prime number and that is the smallest one. So one point we have written here that 2 is the only even prime number, right? Second point we can write the smallest prime number is 2. Then ma'am, what about 1? 1 we can't consider as a prime number. 1 is a unique number, right? So more than 2 factors, no, the digit itself and by 1. So 1, always keep it in mind that 1 is not a prime number. 1 is a unique number. Okay, so it starts from 2. 2 is the only even prime number and is the smallest prime number. Okay, now third number point, we can't represent that prime number as a product of other numbers. I'm giving you one example. Suppose 23. So see, 23 is, if we are trying to find out as a product of two numbers, then 1 and 23. What I have told you, that the digit itself and except 1, except this pair, we can't find out the other pairs as a product. We can't represent them, means this number we can't represent as a product of other pairs of numbers, right? So we can't represent the prime number as a product of other numbers, right? So there's some important points about the prime numbers. Now next we'll talk about the composite number. What is composite number? It's just opposite of the prime number. Prime number, the only 2 factors was there in prime number, but in case of composite number, the numbers which has more than 2 factors, that are considered as the composite number, right? So the number 2 factors is known as composite number, right? I'm giving you example. Suppose 12 is a composite number, 15 is a composite number, 14 is a composite number. Why, ma'am? Because the 12, see what are the factors of 12? 1, 2, 3, 4, 6, 12. So all of these factors, more than 2 factors are there, right? So that's why 12 considered as the composite number. As the same way, 15. 15, what are the factors of 15? 1, 3, 5 and 15, right? So these are more than, see, more than 2 factors are there. So 15 is considered as the, more than 2 factors are there. So 15 is considered as the composite number. Now let's take 14. 1, 2, 7 and 14. More than 2 factors are there. So this one is considered as the composite number. I hope all of you understood up to this portion. Now in the next point, we will discuss about the different types of prime numbers. So what is co-prime number? Any 2 numbers, right? It may be odd number, even number, composite number or prime number. Any 2 set of number that has a common factor is 1, okay, is known as co-prime number. Means except 1, they have no other common factors, right? That is considered as the, or that set considered as the set of numbers considered as the co-prime number. Suppose I am giving you one example and write the definition of it. Suppose, let's first tell about the example of it. 4 and 5. This set of numbers is known as co-prime number. Why? Because see, 5 is an odd number. At the same time, 5 is a prime number, right? But 4 is a composite number. So we have taken the combination of it. Means 1 is composite number, another one is the prime number, or we can say the even number and odd numbers pair, right? But they have no common factors except 1. See, factors of 4. What are the factors of 4? 1, 2 and 4, right? And the factors of 5, 1 and 5. So except 1, see what are the common between them? except 1, there is no common factor between them. So this set of number is considered as the co-prime number. I hope all of you are understanding. So I have written the definition of co-prime number. What I have written there? Co-prime number is a pair of any two numbers that has only one common factor, that is 1. Except 1, there is no common factors between the two numbers or three numbers, right? So that set of numbers is considered as the co-prime numbers, right? I hope all of you understood up to this portion. Let's talk about the twin prime number. So I have written the definition of twin prime number. What I have written there, that twin prime number are pair of prime numbers that differ by 2. So can you find out the difference, or you can say differentiate between these two, or find the differences between these two? In co-prime number, is may or may not be, both of these can be a prime number, both of these can be a even number, odd number, or set of it, right? But in case of twin prime number, both numbers should be you can say the prime numbers, and they differ by 2, right? I am giving you example. Suppose 17 and 19. This one is the set of twin prime number. Why? Because 17 and in between 17 and 19, individually they are prime number and they have no common factor except 1, and at the same time they differ by 2. Differ by 2 means the differences between these is 2. See, 17, 18, 19, 2 differences is there, right? So that's why this 17 and 19, this set is considered as a twin prime number. Let me give you another example. Suppose 29 and 31. Individually they are you can say the prime number, and they have no common factors. So, and they are also differed by 2. So that's why this 29 and 31 set of it is considered as the twin prime number. Now the next one, 41 and 43. Now we'll talk about the perfect number. What is perfect number? First I am giving you one example that will be easy for you to understand the perfect number concept, right? So suppose I am taking the number 6. Okay. So first let's find out the factors of 6. What are the factors of 6? 1, 2, 3 and 6, right? So all of these are factors of 6. So if we are plus these numbers except the digit itself or the number itself, we can't take that particular number. So if we plus the factors except the number itself or the digit itself, and if we get the same number, then that number considered as the perfect number. So what I am getting here, 3 plus 2, 5 plus 1, 6. See, 6 and here also 6. So if we plus all the factors except the digit itself or the number itself, the result that gives a same numbers, then that number considered as the perfect number, right? 28. Let's first find out the factors of 28. 1, 2, 4, 7, 14 and 28, right? So we can't take the number itself or the digit itself. So if we plus all the factors over here except the number itself, and if we get the same number, that is 28, if we get this one, then that number also considered as the perfect number. Okay, let's plus these numbers. 2 plus 3, 2 plus 1, 3, 3 plus 7, 10, 14, 14 plus 14, 28. So see, 28 we are getting over here, and also 28 is here. So 28 also considered as the perfect number. Perfect number equals to, we can write the sum of all factors except the number itself. So up to 100, only 2 perfect number is there. First one is 6 and the second one is 28. I hope all of you understood up to this portion. So now let's revise what we have taught in today's class. First important topic, that is the even number. If the unit place is 0, 2, 4, 6 or 8, then that number considered as the even number. Second one, odd number. If the unit place digit is 1, 3, 5, 7 or 9, then that number considered as the odd number. Now the third and fourth number point is very important. What I have written in third number point, that 2 is the only even prime number and it is also a smallest one, and 4 number 1 is a unique number, right? Next 5 number point, that is co-prime number. It is a set of number. It may be a combination of odd or even number, and it may be a combination of prime or composite number, but they have only one common factor, that is 1. Except 1, they have others, right? They don't have others. So that's why that set of numbers is considered as the co-prime number. Now the next one, that is number 6, that is twin prime number. What is the twin prime number? It must be a set of prime numbers. Both of the numbers should be prime numbers, but this one only differ by 2, right? And these numbers considered as a twin prime number. Last one hoche perfect number. What about the perfect number? Perfect number, the numbers that can be represented as the sum of their factors except the digit itself, or we can say the number itself. That number is considered as a perfect number. I have already given the example of perfect number. I hope all of you understood today's topic, right? And enjoyed today's class. So see you in the next class, students. Bye.